This is the Fluval C Series C4 power filter. The power filter is much more convenient than a canister or a wet dry filter because it's kind of much easier to take care of. It just hangs on the back. It doesn't take up much space. Not as noisy and not much of a issue when it comes to maintenance. Motor's down here. The motor is pretty fast. I've been observing it on my other one. And it connects to the bottom. Just, you can take it out doing this. Has a little thing in there. Now the, I forget what these things are called. Bad time to forget stuff, huh? Basically, this can't come apart if you ever have to clean this. Oh, the impeller. Just remember it, the impeller. Usually with other power filters I've had, the impeller is able to come apart so you can clean the inside if stuff gets inside or whatever. But this one doesn't. But still, I don't think it matters because it doesn't look like there's many places in here for it to, accumulate stuff in it. And it is a magnet, so it doesn't, this little metal piece is not free. It's actually kind of stationary, glued or whatever in there. So you just put it in there and it stays in. The motor I found is very, very efficient, very quiet. People say that this filter is really noisy, and that's completely not true. This filter is extremely quiet for what it does and what it can do. It's much more quieter than the Whisper 60 power filter I had, and those filters are known for being quiet. Whisper, whisper. No, it wasn't quiet at all. It was actually very loud. This filter is very, very quiet, and this is actually the first Fluval filter product that I've ever owned, and I'm just extremely happy with the quality of their products and the honesty when it comes to their products. Because Whisper power filters, they tell you they're quiet and they don't make a lot of noise, but after a week of them running, they start making all this weird rattling noise. It's just not true. So I've come to really like Fluval's products, and I think I'm going to be ordering stuff from them from now on for my tanks. So comes with a pretty long cord, can reach pretty far away. Motor is very efficient, very fast, and has worked non-stop since I got it. Haven't had to clean it yet. Works like a charm. Motor's really good. Of course, when you put that back into the filter box itself, you want to make sure that you put that in correctly. You just push it in, and it has an O-ring on it so water won't drip out. Push it in, and then turn it to the side right there, and then locks in. No water will come out. The filter box itself is very, very large, and no wonder it is because it has to fit all that stuff in there. But it is very, very big, and it's kind of cool to see where the water goes through, because originally the water this comes out too, is the intake tube. The water will be drawn into the intake tube, go into here, and then it actually goes under this plastic piece, and then through this plastic piece. That way it goes behind the mechanical filtration. So pretty unique. I think that was pretty cool. So I've never really seen a power filter that does that before, but I thought that was pretty cool. Mostly with other power filters, you'll see the water come in and then go to the side and then come out through the filter. But with this filter, it's actually being pushed underneath where the motor is, and then being pushed up through a separate plastic piece. So it's like being routed, in the correct way. I thought that was pretty cool. To restrict the flow, to slow down your intake, you can move this little thing to the side. Just move it to the side like that. Of course, in that position is the fastest and, better way to draw in more water. There's a shot of the inside there. You see the plastic piece and all the cool looking stuff that transfers water to different places. Pretty awesome. Of course, the Fluval logo. Okay, so the filter box is pretty cool, really big, cool intake. Now that we got over that, put that aside. Okay, now that we got over that, let's go ahead and look at the mechanical filtration. The mechanical filtration is actually pretty cool. It's a big pad, can absorb a lot of stuff. Has the really, really coarse side right here. Hard for a lot of things to get through that. And it has a kind of, I think actually other way around, coarse and fine, whatever. Okay, anyways, this is a thicker pad. And this is a less thicker pad, so the water can flow easily through this one, and then all the other fine little tiny particles and little pieces of plant matter or whatever you have in your tank that's extremely microscopic gets caught in this part. The only thing you want to make sure is that when you put it in the right way, because if you actually put it in the opposite way, the water will be restricted, the flow will be restricted, and then you'll have a backup of water going everywhere, and you don't want that. So make sure you put the very fine side of the pad facing in. Actually, yeah, facing in, because if you look at it, the cartridge slides down like this. And if you see the coarse, the less thick side right here is facing towards the back where the water is drawn in. So that's really how you can tell if you put it in the right way, but make sure of that, because if you put it in the wrong way, ooh, not gonna look good. That fits very easily into this little cartridge here, or basket, whatever you want to call it. Fits really nice and snug in there, and will filter your water quite well with mechanical filtration. This right here holds your chemical filtration, and the chemical filtration comes with the filter, which is also pretty cool. You don't have to worry about buying a lot of stuff to start it up. You can just take it right out of the box and start her up. Here is your separate box of chemical and biological filtration. Here's your chemical. It's a bag of activated carbon that goes in that basket. Here is your biological, your little seed nodes where all the oxygen and beneficial bacteria collect. Pretty cool. Here's the extension for the intake tube. Pretty cool as well. Here is the little leveling device that you stick into the bottom of the filter box. We'll get to that later. The chemical will be inserted, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. Goes in right here. When you put it in, you just want to make sure you stuff it down so it's fills in all the cracks, and it'll block everything, all the intake up to here, and that's why they put plastic here so no water can escape through and not be forced through the chemical. So that was pretty cool. This is what I'm really excited about, and this is what I'm just infatuated with, because it's the first of its kind. A wet dry trickle filter box, or whatever you want to call it, implemented into a power filter. When have you ever heard about that? Isn't that crazy? So on the top is a drip plate. Of course, have to have a drip plate. And you might have seen this in my other videos, but I'll just say it again. This little thing sits on top to prevent stuff from going in. But the water has already been filtered through all the filter media and filter pads and everything before it actually goes in here. So this really isn't necessary, and it just kind of restricts the flow of water going through the little drip plate here. But this snaps onto the top, just like that. And then your C nodes will then be emptied in here. I found that if you want to use the entire bag of C nodes, you can, but you have to do some moving around, and you kind of have to shuffle them together pretty well to make sure that they fit appropriately. It sits right here, and then the water trickles over here through this little fountain thing right here, as you see in my other videos, and pretty efficient. So let's go ahead and put the filter back together. Our mechanical filter media will go right here in the back. Make sure, extra fine and not so fine is in the right place. Put that in the back right there. Oh, also one more thing, this little thing right here, this little plastic piece will come up if you need to change the filter pad or rinse it out or whatever, or take out all the debris or whatever. That happens when water flow is restricted because all the debris that's in here, and then you have to the water flow will be restricted, so it'll then push this little plastic piece up. Pretty cool, it tells you when you need to clean your filter basically. So that will go there, and then here's where your chemical media will go. This will go into this slot right here. Slides right in really nicely. And then you got your extension tube. Just put that in there. This is like a little plastic snap thing. We won't put that on there right now. And then here we go. And I dropped it in the sink. Okay. And then here's your wet dry trickle filter option. And this goes. I put it the wrong way again. Ay, what is wrong with me? And that goes right in there. And there's your completed assembled filter. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And go ahead and pick up this filter. It's an excellent filter. And don't forget to subscribe and add me as a friend, and coming back and keep viewing my future videos that I plan to upload. And I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.